Good afternoon, good evening, or whenever you have signed on. Hello to everybody in the listening audience. My name is Kathy, and I'm your moderator for today. And guess what? We are going to get a peep into Signet Christian School. And today we have some lovely ladies. We have two moms, and we have a graduate. A young graduate there, and I'd like each of them just to say their names and a little bit of why they're a part of the family in terms of, kids or why, okay? Short, and then I just want a few things I'm gonna share about Signet, and then we'll get started. First of all, who is up? We have let's talk to the mom and daughter duo here. Cindy, Joseph, tell us a little bit your name and who you are and why you're here, just in terms of your family.
Hi, my name is Cindy Joseph, and both my children, my daughter and my son, I attended Signet Christian School. And here's my daughter, she just graduated grade 8.
All right. And who are you, young lady?
My name is Elisa Joseph. I went to Signet Christian School for 3 years. Wonderful. And I just graduated 8th grade this year.
And congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Wonderful. And last but not least, who do we have here, Jane? Tell us who you are.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and I hope everyone is doing great. My name is Jane Santos, and I have a son named Ethan Santos. He's attending Signet since he was junior kindergarten, and next year he's turning grade 1.
Wonderful, and congrats for that. That's a little graduation there too from kindergarten. Congrats. Okay, well, just a very short introduction to Signet Christian School. It's a 47-year-old school this year, and we are celebrating its life and its vibrancy in a new location, which is 5 years now at Shepherd and Bayview. So we're very, very happy to be introducing Signet Christian School to that neighborhood. And we are moving towards a vision, and I will just read the vision to you. The vision is, it's a Christ-centric education, purposefully impacting lives. And their mission out of that, is Signet wants to have superior learning in a culture that fosters relationships and personal development, immersing students in an authentic Christian experience. So I've been with Signet Christian School for about 7 years, and I'm so proud. I know a little bit of it, and I'm learning more and more every day when we meet alumni from different generations coming back and saying hi and telling us all about their lives and how much Signet impacted them. So let's jump in. This roundtable discussion has been prepared for us with our kids, which we are fully immersed inside of their search engine and all of their activities for their marketing. And we're very, very grateful to the fine work of our kids, because it gives us a chance to shine. So here we go, and let's talk about what I'm gonna do for our audience is we're going to ask parents questions. So the two moms will answer, and they may answer for themselves personally first, and then maybe they know other parents that they can say, well, perhaps this also, this was also the experience of my friend who, or what have you. So we're gonna hear a lot about just why parents chose Signet, or are choosing Signet Christian School. And we're also going to ask our beautiful alumni here what she thinks, right? And also she could speak for herself and the others in her year if she wants to. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll ask the moms a question, the same question, and then of course you can bounce ideas back and forth, you know, in the answers around that same question. And then we're going to ask the alumni a question. So Elisa, I look forward. When you hear these moms talking, you're next, okay? So that's how we're going to do it. And then we will just end our night chatting about, if we have enough time, we will chat some more about what we want to share with the audience and with the general public, okay? So that's how we're going to do it. So first question is for the parents. Why did you choose this school originally, and in which ways is the school what you expected, and in which ways was it not? So anyone can just jump in.
Okay, so we choose Signet Christian School because it is a Christian school, first of all, and it has Christian values. As we are a Christian family, we like our kids to be in a Christian environment, and also has a Christian-based teaching, which we were expected, and we like this school.
Mrs. Santos?
We are confident to choose a Signet Christian School because we want our son to be raised in a Christian values and to be surrounded by Christian people. And also we want him to receive a quality education from a biblical perspective.
Okay, thank you. I guess both of you had the same idea and you found what you wanted, I think.
Exactly.
What about, did you find that you missed something? Is there something that you missed that you expected or you wanted? Same question, but the opposite. Was there something that you didn't get?
I think we're so happy parents that we choose this school, and we are, very contentment with what Ethan's, the very important thing is the kid was so happy, safe environment, and get along with anybody else.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for us too, for our kids too, that we like the environment, and like we say, we were expected for all the values that we see in the Christian school, in the teacher, in the it's something that we needed to. It was needed to our kids, for our kids.
Yeah, they needed. Wow, that's really a positive answer there. And I know as parents, the parents really build the school. So there's a lot of exuberance, and parents can get involved, and really what they don't like, they can change or they can fix it. And it's easy to talk to the staff and the principal, of course, and I think that's why, we're actually shaping the school as we go along. All right, great. And of course, Elisa, it's your question. What did you appreciate most about your school time there, and how was your perspective on that change now? I know it's not been a long time, you just graduated, but now that you're preparing to go to high school, did you have any change, perspective change, maybe? Tell us.
Yeah, what I appreciated most was, like my mom said, the spiritual environment, the fact that a lot of the teaching is based around the Bible and things that God wants us to be and how God wants us to live. And I was lucky enough to go to Christian schools my whole life, but I don't think out of any of those Christian schools I've learned this much and the teaching was involved this much with the Bible and learning more about God. And a couple of things have changed my perspective. Yeah, like I said, I was lucky enough to go to Christian private schools all my life. And now that I'm switching over to a public school there are a lot more kids and not all of them could be Christian, it has definitely changed my perspective and like telling myself I need to make sure that I keep my relationship with God strong, and I need to have a strong structure to be able to go out there into a whole different kind of outside of a bubble into a public school with with bigger class sizes, with other kids that do other things that I'm probably not used to, with different teachers. So I've definitely had a little bit of perspective change on the school environment type thing.
That is so, you have to be open and ready. And I think hopefully you got that from Signet. You got God in your heart, and so you can tackle anything. And I think that's key. I've heard it from other alumni as well, that they really got to know God at Signet. And you come from a Christian's home, so you knew God before. But imagine some people coming and they don't know, and they don't know that they have someone they can keep in their hearts and carry to high school and carry to college, carry in their life. God is always with us, right? But I'm not preaching today. It's easy. And I like what you said, Elisa. The truth is, in the classroom, we actually have the teachers share the regular curriculum, but with a Christian perspective and with a Christian emphasis. So we actually probe the kids to think, oh, how would Jesus think about this? What would you think the Bible? Do you know any scriptures about, so I'm sure that you got some of that when you were in grade 8 or grade 7, especially those top classes, right? Yeah. Wonderful. Well, that sounds great. And now for the parents, I have another question for you. What's the biggest impact the school has had on your child? Mrs. Joseph, you're first.
Okay. Okay. So as I said, as we are a Christian family, and my kids will stay in the same spiritual flow, spiritual environment, and they will have the spiritual values, and they will be motivated for that. It was the biggest impact.
That's a big impact.
Us. Yeah.
Okay. Great. And Mrs. Santos?
First, we are so thankful to God that our son has been attending the Signet School for about 2 years. And the biggest impact was my son has improved his confidence in many ways, in many things. And we are so impressed that what he learned about, Bible stories. And one time he said, Mommy, I pray, I lead the Lord's Prayer, and we are so impressed, and then we are so happy. And being a mom, it's very rewarding that God has working on my son's life as a very small young man, and also in academic, especially in math. And we noticed that his memory has improved, in writing and reading are amazing. So we think, to those teachers and administrators, as they were very supportive to my son.
Wow, that's excellent. Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm glad that you both families were impacted so greatly from Signet. Yeah, I think just for, we have an academic side, or that's what a school is. But we also have this undercurrent of the Word of God. And I think that's what you're really honing in on. But there's some people who come to the school that are, as I said before, they're really not from a Christian background. And we are very open to anyone who whosoever will, you know, whoever wants to come to a Christian school. So I always tell people that want to come, I say, you don't have to be a Christian, but we do, because we're a Christian school. And they understand that. And guess what? 99%, I did a survey, 99%, probably 100% of folks really chose the school because we're Christian. Not necessarily they are Christian, but they're happy we are, because they know what to expect. And that's what I think is so beautiful. And I just, you know, I hear you saying that over again. And I think you're absolutely right. But it's not just because you are Christian families. It's true for those who are not even Christian. Yeah. So I found that to be true, yeah, over the years. All right, good. Elisa, are you ready for your next question? What, to the best of your knowledge, differentiates the school from others?
All right, so for this one, in my other answer, I mentioned how there was smaller class sizes. And what differentiates is, like I said, it's a small private school, therefore there's smaller class sizes, which also gives you, like, specifically more one-on-one time with the teacher. Because I know that when you're in a classroom with 15, 20 kids, it's a lot harder for kids to be able to get one-on-one time with the teacher while they're doing their classwork, and also to understand. And so it really helped me to have one-on-one time with my teacher, to be able to sit down for at least a good 10 minutes to figure out what I needed. And then when somebody else needed the teacher, they would go and help with that kid for as many one-on-one time, like as long as they need. And I really appreciated the one-on-one time that each teacher, even if I wasn't in their classroom, each teacher would give, whether it was with work, whether it was a question I had about the Bible, maybe something I saw at home and I wanted to ask. And I just really appreciate the smaller class sizes that we had.
That's great. That's great. Wow. Those small classes. So when you say small, what was your 8th grade? I know the answer, but what was your 8th grade number? How many kids are you talking about? That
I had
a COVID class. How many kids did you have?
We had, was it 8 or 8? We had 8 kids in my 8th grade class.
Mhm.
I had 4 kids in my 7th grade class, and then 9 kids in my 6th grade class. But even if it didn't matter how many kids we had in one classroom, the teacher always made sure to go to each student and make sure the student, maybe they had a question, they would answer the question. If they needed a little bit of help with understanding something else or something about other homework that we were given, the teacher still made sure that each child understood and did what they were supposed to do.
That's excellent. That's great. All right. So positive small classrooms. That's even from the mouth of the 8th grade graduates. So that's wonderful. Not just academics, you said, but even questions about God, which is rare, right? So that's pretty cool. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, now for the parents, our 2 moms, what does your child have to say about the school? And Mrs. Joseph, you can speak about either child.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
what did they say?
Yeah, so I can say, has our family moved from different province, the province of Manitoba, which is a very small town. And over there too, they attended a Christian school. And when we moved to Toronto, the first school we chose, it was Signet Christian School. And as you know, it's a big city like Toronto. And so we chose this school. So our kids got to know their friends better, got to learn, like my daughter say, it's a small school, small class sizes. And that's why I can say our kids just, we chose the school. Have to say about the school, it was smaller school, great values, a Christian school. They keep the same flow.
Thank you for that answer. And Mrs. Santos, what does your little one say?
My little guy's face and smile on my son's face say it all. He loves his friends and his teachers, and he said that the people in Signet are all nice and gentle and warm. And also, he loves the gym because he can run during the recess time. He likes it. He's a very active young man. And he is very happy doing arts and crafts and building Lego with his best friends, Joseph Luke. And he said, Mommy, I came and visit Mrs. Sissel's room in grade 1. And then one time, me and my husband made a joke with him that, we will transfer him to another school. And my son said, Mom, I love my Signet school. And I asked him what he loves about his school. And his response was, I love my teachers and I love my best friend, Joseph Liggs, and some of the kids that can run there in a basketball court. So we're so happy.
Wow. Spoken from the little one. And he certainly has words, I'm telling you. Well, thank you both, parents, and hearing what your kids are saying. That is key, right? Because after all, I mean, the parents make decisions, but the kids really have a say. They know, right? They know. Especially when it's negative, they really know. And I've heard kids come transfer into Signet and they were not happy. So the change, we work on that to make sure that they are taken care of. And yeah, that individualized care is not just from your classroom, it's the whole school, because every teacher ends up knowing everybody. So it's beautiful. It really is a nice thing. The children are the focus of the school. So we really are happy about that. Okay, I'm ready for Elisa again. If the school were to be represented as a single person, like have a personality, in 3 words, what would you say Signet is? Like,
If it was a person, I would describe the personality as reserved, friendly, and respectful. Reserved because it's based off, it's a Christian school, so they make sure that they focus on Christian things. Yes, they can still teach us about other worldly stuff that is not so Christian, but they don't encourage it. They don't enforce it on us. They stay in our, I wouldn't really say Christian bubble, but kind of. Friendly because the friendly is just, like I said, the Christian base, everybody there is Christian, which really makes me feel more at home and comfortable around everyone. Because I remember my first day there in 6th grade, I walked in and I was greeted with three of the students that had already been there, and they introduced their names to me and they told me welcome to the school. And the grade 3, 4 teacher, she gave me a big welcome, and just every teacher that I've had, every student that I've spoken to, they've all been so kind and so gracious to me, and also respectful, because no matter what you can tell the teachers, the principal, the students, they always know how to be respectful of what you say, even with reasoning. They know how if you need help with anything, they know how to give you advice and answers in a respectful way to make sure that you understand. You can still come talk to them, even if it's not school related. You can still come talk to them and just have a regular conversation with them like they were your friend. Yeah. That's good.
That's good. I am so happy you said that, because we never really think of the school as a person, but it does have a personality. And if you think hard, the actual guests coming in, they pick up on that too, just visitors. And so that's very important. But it's made up of the people. The people carry that personality along, because it's 47 years old, right? And guess what? When I got to the school 7 years ago, it's the same. They were friendly. Everybody was warm. I could taste the same flavor. So that's awesome that the school has really maintained it's the good parts, you know, the personality that maybe you could say it has grown. So moms, I still have the same question for you. What do you say? And you can repeat your daughter, it's okay, but what would you say as if the school were represented as a single person, what would the personality be? 3 words again, what would you say?
Yeah, it's I would say in 3 words, it's friendly, sorry, respectful and private. Like Elisa say, if we want to talk to the principal, she will listen to us. Not only her opinion matters, but our opinion as a parent too. She will listen, she will respect what we have to say, and we put everything together, like respect each other and be friend with each other. Yeah, and it's a private school. Yeah.
Yes, Mrs. Santos, what do you think for 3 words?
There's a lot of words, but I just picked, like they said, is all through and it's been proven. And I have a 3 words that's very warm, very homey, and excellent, and most especially is godly.
Godly, yeah. Excellence. Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much for, really digging and pulling out only 3. I know it's hard, but thank you for those words. We really, we can, when we're recording this, and actually that's helping somebody right now to make that decision, So thank you for thinking of those words. It's different words, but they're all important to you. And I'm sure somebody who is listening today as well. So Elisa, it's your turn again. I would like you to think about this. What one thing would you change about the school for the better if you had to choose something?
For the better, I have, let me just give a little backstory. Like my mom said, I grew up in Manitoba, kind of in the middle of nowhere. And everybody there, all my friends, we really loved ice hockey. And I grew up loving watching and playing ice hockey. So I would have loved it if we just had a couple more sports and outdoor activities. And I understand it's hard because we're in the middle of the city, and you have to make sure you can keep all the kids together and watch them and make sure everybody has fun. But I love sports. I love like outdoor activities. So sports is definitely my top of the list if I could change something for the better for the school.
Excellent. Well, I will definitely tell them. No, it's true, everybody has a priority, but sports is important to everybody, so I think I love that too. I was an athlete growing up, and it's so important. Sports teaches so much, and I know that we want it, but now that we've moved to the new building, we need to really emphasize, use the gyms more, and maybe go out. Yeah, those are great ideas. To open up sports, more sports. Yeah, I believe that. Okay, parents, let's see now. This is your last question, and then we can talk more, okay? How would you describe the values of the school and the values of the families in the school community? So maybe, you talked about Christian values, but let's just erase you can't erase Christ because he's in most of us are Christian, but let's just say a value that you would probably uphold, that's not necessarily, it could be in another school, but you see it here, a value. I'm erasing the church words. Can you find any? I mean, somebody coming to the school, they're not a Christian really, but they have values and they know what they want.
So I can describe the values as more community oriented, as a family, and it is a safe environment. As you say, we don't as last year with the pandemic, everything has changed, and we felt more safe for our kids in the environment, and everything was well planned. As it is a small school, we put everything together for the benefit of all the students. And as you say, not only the Christian family who will attend the school, but everyone can come. Yeah.
Great. Thank you for that.
For me, is a very warm, and we felt like, you know, a family environment. So that's what I felt.
That's a good cross background, cross-cultural value.
Yeah.
Everybody wants family. And that is for sure what you have found, right? In that school, in a Signet. I also like it because they have a lot of families. I mean, brothers and sisters and, you know, cousins, and all kinds of, so that kind of family feel kind of overflows too. And we have teachers who have been there for like 20 years, more than 20, you know, because the school has grown up around them, you know. So they are, that family feel is true, that community, you know, the touch. So I guess that's what you two are seeing, and that you are saying you like that. That's wonderful. Okay, Elisa, I have two questions for you. What would families find a little surprising? You know, like the kids coming in, new kids, what would be surprising to them?
What might be surprising for me, what was surprising was how, like, again, friendly, and just, it wasn't really surprising, but I didn't expect to feel so much like love and friendliness when I walked into the schoolyard. Everybody, all the teachers were just so kind and so welcoming, and they don't make you feel like an outsider. You fit right in the second you step into the schoolyard. And also, like I mentioned a couple of times, how there are smaller class sizes, so you get more and more one-on-one time with a teacher, especially for those who kind of need a little more help. But the teacher will always make sure that you will be able to understand, you will be able to keep up with the class, you will be able to get your work, your classwork, your homework done. And even about if you're in a different class, you can still go to other teachers. Maybe if you're in grade 4, you can go to the grade 5, 6 teacher, and maybe you can ask for some help on something you're learning. And that's just mostly what I found surprising, and I think that some people will find surprising too.
That's cool. Thank you for saying that. Okay, we have one more for you. Actually, we have a little time, so why don't we advise? Actually, we can give advice generally to parents who are entering the school, but the first person to answer this question is our alumni, who, Elisa, this question is really for you. What advice would you give to students just entering the school? So you were a new student just a few years ago, right? So what would you advise them to prepare them for that school? And then moms, think about it for you too. How would you share with other mothers, you know, and encourage them to come, or advise them before you come, you know, that sort of thing. So let us hear from Elisa first. What you gonna tell new students?
So an advice that I would give to new students entering school is to try and participate in school activities as much as you can. Even if you think they're going to be boring, you're not going to have fun. Trust me, you will have fun as long as you have the right attitude and right mindset. I know that sometimes I didn't want to participate, but then I did, and I ended up having so much fun, and I ended up talking to other students, the younger kids from other classrooms, the older kids. And yeah, you just have to try and participate as much as you can, because it does make it a lot easier for you to get to know everybody, especially during the chapel days on Fridays. You get to just talk to everyone, you get to talk to all the teachers, get to know what they're like, what their classroom is like. And it also makes it easier for the teacher, because they know that they know that you're all having fun. Maybe next time they could do something similar. They could play some kind of game like that. And it just makes it easier for them to know how each kid reacts and just, what's the word? And just interacts with each and every student. So yeah, just try and participate, try and have fun, try and have a good attitude, a good mindset when you do it too.
So what kind of, give me one activity what are you talking about? Like one of them that was in the school.
Activities.
Or something that happened.
I always loved chapel days, and especially around Christmas when we have the Christmas chapels. I remember last year's Christmas chapel when Ms. McNeil put on that little game where we would go up on the charades, the Christmas charades. I know that was a lot of fun. We were divided into teams, and I just got to talk to everyone. I got to participate, got to see how the little kids reacted, and they were so cute going on the stage and just acting out the charade stuff. But yeah, chapels were always my favorite because we got to talk about God. We got to still play games, still got to talk to each other, talk to the teachers. And yeah, they were just my favorite days.
Great. Sounds like a great school.
It is.
Yeah, I think you're really honing in on something there, because the school is it's knit together. And if you're telling the new student, jump in because we need you, and each of the families, actually it's a family. The school is a family itself. So when a new person comes in and they get involved, then they become family too. It's cool. That's great. Thank you, Elisa. Okay, so moms, two scenarios. One, we have a new parent, like a new mom. We have a couple coming in, a number of them coming in this September. Let's say I say, oh, Mrs. Santos, please speak to Mrs. Brown. I just made up that name. How would you advise them? They're coming, they've already registered. What would you do to prepare them for this school?
For me is, kindergarten is a very unique because it is, a very welcoming environment. And I encourage our, how to say that, hold on. Sorry, I just lost the words.
That's okay. You were saying that kindergarten is so welcoming. And I know that you had your little one in kindergarten, the 2 years of kindergarten.
Yeah. And, for welcoming environment for the little ones to learn and, to have them not only, academics, but in a godly environment. And I think for this pandemic, for this, generation, I think our kids, we need them to be safe and, not exposed into the world. And, because in a certain age, they're like growing up so fast in this generation. I think it is very important for each parent that, we choose a school that is, they have word of God that put in their hearts, in a very young heart. And I am, welcoming them as, a new parent, that if they put their kids in Signet and Christian School, they gonna feel that what I felt as a first-time parent, is we are so, every time I send my son at school, I felt that, I'm not worried about him because he's been taken care of with family, like environment, and, and we're so happy. And that's my son's word that he doesn't want to go to. He loves Signet School.
He doesn't want to go to anywhere else. I know him. That's great. All right. Yeah. So the new parents will be, they'll just feel comforted by that,
Yeah.
because especially kindergarten, we have a lot of new parents or new kindergartners in the school next year, and everybody's new. You know, we have a few that came from last year, but really it's a brand new batch, and it's coming out of the pandemic years, and then nobody wanted to send their kindergartners out, right? So now we hear from Mrs. Sanders. They said, don't worry. Don't worry. That's great. Thank you very much. And what about you, Miss Joseph? What would you advise a new parent or a new person coming? New parent.
Yeah, so a little bit same like Jane said, and it's a safe environment. Like when my kids is at Signet Christian School, so I'm at work and I'm not worried. I know they are well, they are okay, they are in a safe environment there, and like this small school, everybody will look in each other. Yeah, I don't have any problem. I just advise new parents for their children. They will not worried about anything. The principal, the teacher, everything they will take good care of your kids. Yeah, that's what happened to my kids. I like that. It's a good place.
That's great. That's great. Well, we are almost at the end of our little question and answer time, our roundtable talk. And, you know, our school, this Signet Christian School, we would love to have more parents to give us a try. Come over to our neighborhood. Come and see us. Come to our school. Come and see the family. As we have heard from our alumni here, Miss Elisa, all the best in your high school. Woohoo! You are going to do great. You're going to do fabulous. I really am looking forward to seeing great things from you. And of course, and your brother too, who is already going into college and university. Wow, what an amazing family that you are from. And so really, Mrs. Joseph, Mrs. Santos, I am so happy that you're able to give us your time and just to be able to share. Really, you guys, you ladies have you know, we've been able to feel and sense so much about the school. We can I know the school, but you telling me more. More, and it's really beautiful. And I think the folks, the moms and dads that are on the online now checking us will be able to say, that sounds good, that sounds good. So the real reason we're here is to talk about Signet Christian School. And before I go, I don't know if, do you have any other points you wanted to make? I think you ladies have said a lot, but I just wanted to leave everyone with a thought. This school used to be Scarborough Christian School, and about 10 or so years ago, the leadership thought, wait, we're not in Scarborough anymore. Why not ask God for a good name for the school? So the leadership asked the Lord and really prayed about it. And they thought, wait, we can name this school, same SCS, right? Scarborough Christian School, but they said, let's have a name, the S, what would God want us to say? And down in Haggai, there is I don't know if you guys are familiar with Haggai, it's in the Bible. If you read, you will understand where that word comes from. And if you know anything about the old ancient days, the kings would wear a ring, and the ring would have something that they can stamp their